Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we are looking into how much energy the EOS network uses,
Okay.
specifically in 2025.
Sounds good.
We have this new report from Hoken Tech, and it dives into all the technical analysis of EOS's energy consumption.
Yeah, it's a really timely topic with how much focus there is on blockchain's environmental impact.
Right.
It's good to see how different platforms compare, in terms of energy consumption.
Totally. And you know what comes to mind when I think about all this is like
Mm-hmm.
huge server farms just sucking down power and,
Yep.
those energy-intensive Bitcoin mining operations.
Right.
But what if I told you the EOS is surprisingly energy efficient,
It really is.
even though it needs some pretty powerful hardware?
EOS uses this delegated proof-of-stake model.
Oh, yeah, DPoS.
Yeah, DPoS, and it's completely different from the proof-of-work systems.
Right.
The ones that give blockchain that bad name when it comes to energy use.
Okay, so for those who might not know, can you break down what DPoS is and why it's so much more efficient?
Yeah, so with DPoS, which EOS uses,
Uh-huh.
you have a set number of these block producers.
Right.
And they're elected to validate transactions and keep the network secure.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a democracy,
Gotcha.
For token holders vote for delegates
Makes sense.
to make decisions for them.
Yeah.
This way, we don't need a ton of computing power.
Okay.
And that's where we save all that energy.
So instead of having like thousands of computers all racing to solve these complex puzzles,
Yeah, exactly.
like you see with Bitcoin,
Yeah,
EOS streamlines things with this select group of validators.
right.
So going back to this Hoken Tech report,
Yeah.
how did they measure energy use? I mean, it's not like you can plug a blockchain into the wall and see how many kilowatts it's using.
Right. Well, they started with analyzing how much energy a single EOS node uses.
Oh, okay.
One of those computers that runs the show.
Okay, got it.
They made some realistic assumptions about the hardware. So a CPU with at least 4 cores, 64 gigabytes of RAM, 5 terabytes of storage, and a fast network connection.
Okay, so this is like what a typical EOS block producer would probably be using in 2025.
Right.
So they have this hypothetical but realistic EOS node.
Uh-huh.
What did the calculations show?
They figured that a single EOS node would probably use around 2.4 kilowatt hours of energy every day.
Okay, so is that a lot? 2.4 kilowatt hours?
Well, it's about the same as running your refrigerator for a whole day.
Oh, okay.
It's not nothing, but you have to remember that this is a high-performance computer,
Yeah.
and it's running all the time to keep the EOS network safe.
I'm guessing this is where we really see the difference that DPoS makes.
Exactly. When you compare that to something like a Bitcoin mining rig,
Yeah.
which can easily use over 30 kilowatt hours per day,
Wow.
it's a huge difference.
More than 10 times the energy.
Yeah.
So you've got the single node using a pretty reasonable amount of energy.
Uh-huh.
What about the whole EOS network?
Well, the report estimated that with around 500 nodes running in 2025, the entire EOS network might use about 1,200 kilowatt hours each day.
Okay.
So that's about 438,000 kilowatt hours per year.
438,000 kilowatt hours a year for the whole network.
Yeah.
438,000 kilowatt hours a year for the whole network.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that still sounds like a lot.
Well, it all depends. For a global network like this handling millions of transactions, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty efficient,
Okay.
especially if you compare it to traditional financial systems. Like,
Right.
think about all the energy that banks use and data centers, and
Yeah,
there's all the stuff needed to move money around the world.
that's true. It's easy to just focus on the big numbers and not think about the bigger picture.
Exactly. And when you look at the energy used per transaction,
Okay.
EOS is really impressive. The report said each EOS transaction uses something like 0.6 watt hours of energy.
0.6 watt hours.
Mm.
It's hard to even imagine how little that is. Can we compare that to something?
Sure, think about sending a text message. That takes about 4 watt hours of energy.
Oh, wow.
An EOS transaction uses way less energy.
Less than sending a text.
Yeah, like less than a sixth.
That really puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
So EOS is super energy efficient.
Yeah.
But is there a trade-off? I mean, like, does this efficiency come at a cost? Like, to security or how well it performs?
That's a good question, and the report really talks about that.
Yeah.
Some people who aren't so keen on DPoS systems say that having fewer validators could make the network easier to attack.
Makes sense.
But those who like EOS say the system is designed with strong security
Right.
and that the benefits of efficiency and how well it scales outweigh those risks.
So it's a balancing act.
Yeah,
It seems like for any blockchain to be successful, it needs to find that sweet spot between security, performance, and efficiency.
exactly. And that's something that's always evolving for all these platforms.
Okay, so we've gone over all the tech stuff, and we know EOS is energy efficient. But what does this mean for the future? Like, how might this efficiency change how people use EOS and even the whole blockchain world?
Well, I think this efficiency could be a big win for EOS,
In what way?
especially now with everyone so focused on sustainability.
Right.
Businesses and organizations are being pushed to reduce their carbon footprint,
Yeah.
and blockchain is often seen as a way to do that.
But if blockchain itself is a problem,
Right.
then it's not really a good solution.
Exactly. And that's where EOS comes in.
Okay.
Its energy efficiency could make it the top choice for companies that want to use blockchain,
Yeah.
but don't want to hurt the environment.
Right.
Think about industries like supply chain management,
Oh, yeah.
where companies are tracking goods all over the world and need a system that's secure and transparent.
What about healthcare,
Yeah,
where patient data needs to be really secure and private?
exactly. These are areas where blockchain could be huge,
Yeah.
but the energy cost has always been an issue.
Right.
But with a platform like EOS that's energy efficient, those worries aren't as big. Yeah.
And as the demand for sustainable solutions grows, I think we'll see more and more industries turning to EOS.
So EOS is like the eco-friendly blockchain choice.
And not just eco-friendly, but cost-effective, too.
How so?
Using less energy means lower operating costs,
Right.
which could make EOS even more attractive to businesses.
So everyone wins. You get the good stuff from blockchain
Uh-huh.
without hurting the environment or your wallet.
Exactly. And beyond specific industries, I think EOS's efficiency could change how blockchain applications are developed in general.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you mean?
Well, if developers know they can build on a platform that's both powerful and doesn't use a lot of energy,
Yeah.
it opens up so many possibilities. We might see a ton of innovation
Right.
with new apps and ways to use blockchain that we didn't think were possible because of energy concerns.
It's amazing to think about what those new applications could be. We could see decentralized renewable energy grids or even more efficient supply chains for things like food and medicine.
Yeah, definitely. It feels like we're right at the start of a huge change in how we use technology.
I think so too. And EOS, with its focus on efficiency and being able to handle lots of transactions,
Right.
seems like it's in a good spot to be a leader in this change.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Uh-huh.
what are your final thoughts on all this?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to sum up what EOS's energy efficiency means, what would you say?
I think it's a big step forward in making blockchain technology sustainable and something that everyone can use.
Okay.
It really challenges the idea that blockchain has to use a ton of energy,
Right.
and it opens up exciting new possibilities for the future.
It's a good reminder that innovation isn't just about making new tech.
Yeah.
It's also about making that tech work for our planet and for our future.
Well said. And I think that's something that's important beyond just blockchain.
Totally. So to everyone listening,
Yeah.
we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of EOS and how much energy it uses
Mm-hmm.
and how it could change the future of blockchain.
Remember, this is just the start. As technology keeps developing, we're going to see even more creative and sustainable solutions popping up.
It's an exciting time to be following all this blockchain stuff, and we hope you will stay curious and keep learning. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.